This is Marvel Legends, the Wrecker of Marvel's Wrecking Crew, the Black Panther, and Jean Grey. All three figures are part of the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Collection Rocket Raccoon series. And here he is, Rocket Raccoon. He is the diminutive Build-A-Figure for this wave. Incidentally, it is also the penultimate wave of the return of the Marvel Legends series of 6-inch figures. Let's start with a look at the packaging. Each of these figures will come with a Rocket Raccoon build sheet, and in the entire wave it is only the Wrecking Crew, Jean Grey and Black Panther, or the Wrecker, which will have parts to build Rocket Raccoon. Scarlet Spider, obviously, and Hawkeye will not have any of Rocket Raccoon's parts, as well as the two others figures which were just put in from the previous wave, the Ultimate Captain America and the variant of the Punisher. So here's a look at the packaging. This is the Black Panther. Pretty neat. Again, fantastic artwork by Terry Dodson. Big fan of that guy. And here you go. Here's the variant. You get, I think his name is Bulldozer, to complete the Wrecking Crew. Hawkeye will have a variant as well. And Jean Grey, I'm not sure if she's going to get a variant. I'm hoping, keeping my fingers crossed, that she gets a variant. The AOA Jean, or the Dark Phoenix Jean, whatever. Age of Apocalypse Jean, that would be cool. So anyway, here are the figures. Let's start with the Black Panther. Since out of the three figures, this is the figure that fans are not really picking up. I mean, those who really don't care about Rocket Raccoon do get Wrecker, they do get Jean, but most of them, at least here in Manila, they skip the Black Panther. I actually thought this one was pretty good. I have to admit, I wasn't too excited about the Black Panther. One of my favorite characters back when I was a kid was the Black Panther. I tried reading up the comic books, but I wasn't such a big fan. I mean, I just liked the guy because he was black and he looked like Batman. But this figure is actually pretty nice. It uses the small Marvel Legends frame, and it's the more modern sort of mold, which has a lot of the articulation that you see in most of the Marvel Universe figures. Ball jointed neck on a hinge, ab crunch, waist swivel, ball hinge shoulders, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. He's got a ball hinge wrist, which is really nice, so you can have all those dynamic poses with his claw hands or whatever. He's got a ball jointed hip that has the correct pin assembly, and it's at a 90-degree angle. Nice. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees, calf swivel, ball jointed ankles with rocker joint. So very nice. Paint apps on him. Honestly, I would have preferred the all black version, but I think this one is the more accurate one, with the indigo and black mixed together. I like him as black. The original Marvel Universe figure was all black, then they made it bluish black. But still, I was very, very pleased with this guy. Surprisingly pleased with this guy and how great it turned out. Maybe as a size comparison, we'll use Drax, since I'm going to bring him out later anyway. So he's pretty small. I have to give him that. T'Challa. We'll put Drax here with Rocket. So yeah, absolutely. If you're a big Marvel Legends fan, you like the Avengers, the Illuminati, the new Avengers. I mean, this is a guy who's really, really worth it, and especially if you're building Rocket Raccoon, you definitely have to get him. Then we'll go with the leader of the Wrecking Crew. He is the Wrecker. He is obviously just a rehashed figure, which we've already seen. The mold is bits and pieces of the old Crossbones figure, which I'm not really that big of a fan. I like the upper torso, the arms and head, but waist down, the legs are just way too skinny for me. I like the fact that there's extra articulation in the toes, but the toe articulation for me, if you display your figures, they can be a bit of pain in the ass because they're the main culprits for figures tipping down. So yeah, it's okay. if you're trying to build the Wrecking Crew, it'll be a big disappointment if they don't release the Bulldozer. I mean, they already started with this guy and this guy. They got this guy. They have to come out with Bulldozer to just complete the entire crew. So there they are. The Wrecker, not that big of a fan of these guys. I mean, I never read the old Silver Age Thor comic books. I mean, he has this enchanted crowbar. I mean, how stupid is that, right? I mean, back in the day, it was like, wow, an enchanted crowbar. But nowadays, it could have been anything else. You know, they could have used a sword, a rod, or a staff, a scepter, whatever. But they had to use a crowbar because he is the Wrecking Crew. He's very blunt. He's like a tool. The Enchantress has power over. Anyway, but that's what he is. They got the crowbar right. Yeah, big deal. Uh, the actual sculpt is actually quite good. I like the fact that they gave him a new belt. He gave him sort of like a Batman's utility belt, which is very nice. Colors are great. Some texture on the jacket. The chest, I think, is the body. Upper torso is, I think, a new mold. They just stuck the arms and the and the and the waist bit and the legs onto it, but I think it's a new mold, which is nice. I'm glad they didn't just be Hasbro wasn't lazy and they just put some extra bits on the old mold. That's very nice. Head sculpt is great. I mean, lots of detail on him. I mean, you can see. Let me just see if it can focus. You see all that. That is one hell of a head sculpt. Very, very nice. So he was the guy I was least looking forward to in this entire wave, but then again, you know, I had to complete my entire Wrecking Crew, and he turned out actually pretty good. Not too bad, really not too bad at all. And not finally, we're going to discuss Rocket Raccoon. Now we go to Jean Grey. This was the figure I was really looking forward to the most, and sadly, she was a little bit of a disappointment. Overall, she's okay. 8 out of 10 for me. This guy gets a 9. This guy gets a 9. I'll give you a score later, but 8 out of 10 because I mean I was thrilled they got Jean. I mean, I'm one of the biggest Jean Grey fans. I liked her more than Emma Frost. But the figure, when they executed it, just left a lot of missing things or intangibles about the figure. First off, the head sculpt is great hair and all that, but they got the face sort of like a weird look. She looks tired. She doesn't look pretty at all. The lipstick obviously has been misaligned. It should be a little bit lower, but it's still, given that, the whole sculpt looks like she's in a daze. And, you know, Jean is supposed to be very determined. She always had this determined look. She was the Phoenix, for crying out loud. I mean, look at that. That's sultry. Look at that. I mean, this one is just like she's... So yeah, pain apps were a pain. I mean, look at that. Lots of quality issues among all three of the figures, including the Build-A-Figure. She had the worst pain apps. She has nail polish, which is interesting. And I wish they didn't give her a closed fist. I can imagine she's like trying to lift such a huge meteor or something like that. She'd have to clench her fist. But, you know, for a female figure, I would have appreciated an open hand again, especially that she's a telekinetic telepath. Open hands are a plus. So, yeah. The other thing I also miss is the figure lacks a certain sexy edge. I know it sounds like I'm being a pervert, but the legs should have been longer. If you've seen the Marvel Universe X-23 or the She-Hulk or the Scarlet Witch or Elektra, the legs are arguably a little bit longer as they are drawn in the comic books. This one is too realistic. The legs are a little bit too short for me. The chest, without nothing malicious, I don't mean anything malicious here, but the chest could have been a little bit bigger and curvier. Here's Madame Mask. It's okay. I mean, but the overall package, it lacks that sense of sex appeal. I mean, I'm not trying to make this figure into a lewd figure or a lewd review or whatnot, but female figures should have that kind of appeal. The Danny Moonstar, the Valkyrie figure with Hulk was great. I absolutely loved that figure, and that one had the right amount of sex appeal to it. And I'm sorry for parents who are listening right now or watching this with their kids. I'm not trying to turn your kids into perverts or whatnot. I'm just saying part of the appeal of toys like this is that they should reflect some form of artistry in them. And I mean, I treat figures like they're artworks, and and to me, because I had my undergraduate degree is the liberal arts, and we were trained to look at art and literature and whatnot, and you do appreciate the beauty that a lot of the artists are doing. This one is okay. It was just felt a little bit like they were pulling their punches on how they wanted to make this figure. Okay, and finally, the last gripe I have about this figure was I really had trouble with this. I had trouble getting Jean into several positions, and the positions I wanted her to get in, they were just not working out. Her legs were the most difficult. I tried to spread her legs in a sort of like a X-Men pose, or had it tightly knotted or together, or she would just not stand up. She was just so uncooperative, and the legs, I think, of all things, it tackles both points. The allure of the figure, the female figure allure of the figure, as well as the posability of the figure. The legs really let this figure down more than I think the head sculpt, and it's a shame. I wish they could have fixed that. It looks like, look at that. See the lack of sexiness I'm telling you. It looks like she's wearing tennis shoes on tights. In the comic book, it should be one whole piece. The boot is incorporated in the pants, and she was phenomenal. She was like, look at that. Just to give you, I mean, part of the reason you read comic books with female superheroes is because the female figure is a fantastic work of art. I mean, whoever the way the way the female figure was created was really to exude that kind of allure. And look at that. Look how Terry Dodson does it. Fantastic figure. And just like the Hawkeye, the figures were missing a certain edge. Even the Hawkeye, I thought, as I mentioned in my Hawkeye review, she should have been a little bit leaner. There a little bit of a sexiness going on with him. He was like a James Bond, but he was just a little bit brutish in the actual figure, which I don't have right now. Yeah, this guy. I wanted a Pierce Brosnan, but he was leaning more towards Daniel Craig. But anyway. So that's that. I mean, it's still a great figure. It still gets an 8 out of 10 for me. For X-Men fans, this is a big seller. I mean, we've always wanted a Jean Grey, but as it is, yeah, those are just my thoughts on it. I mean, they're not a deal breaker for this particular figure, but they just, I don't know. They could have made this figure a hell of a lot better with that. Just those little things. Okay? And finally, let's go to Rocket Raccoon. He only comes with one gun. I had to get my Terminator. I sold one of my old T-800 skeletons. I forgot to include this gun. Luckily for me, I still found it, and I added to him because this guy is Rocket Raccoon. I mean, if you read the latest Guardians of the Galaxy comic book from Marvel now, I mean, this guy is hilarious. I actually like him more than Deadpool. And you know, yeah, let's get rid of the gun. It's not really his gun. He just comes with one gun, but it's enough, I think. This figure, I think, is the best. It might surprise a lot of you, but it is the best figure in the entire wave. I was telling myself, oh man, that's like a cop-out. Hasbro doing Rocket Raccoon as a Build-A-Figure. That's like, he's even smaller than Hitmonkey. I mean, Hitmonkey, arguably, yeah, look at that. Hitmonkey at least has a lot of articulation. This guy has no articulation on the legs. And, I mean, come on. This is a cop-out. So, still, you know, I opened him up. I assembled him. He just, I think, was the most appealing figure in the entire way for me. He comes with one of his blasters, with has a bayonet and a rocket and whatever. He's Rocket Raccoon. The tail and the head and the blaster, they come with the Wrecking Crew, or the Wrecker. The arms and tail are with the Black Panther. Come in here, and obviously Jean Grey will have the upper torso and the lower and the legs. And he's nice. He's articulation. He's got a ball jointed neck on a hinge. He's got an opening mouth, which is really cool. I think this is what made this figure perfect for me. He had an opening mouth. He's got a ball jointed shoulder, ball jointed wrist, a forearm swivel, waist swivel, and a ball jointed tail. So that's pretty amazing for a small figure, I think. And I think he's still the best out of all these guys. So for his score, obviously he's a 10 out of 10. Alright, Rocket, you stay there. So, should you get this figure, if you're really excited about the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie coming out next year in 2014, you have got to pick up Rocket Raccoon. You've got to get the set. Just sell off the other figures you don't like, but build Rocket Raccoon. If you're a big Marvel Legends fan, this is a must pick up. These are amazing figures. The original, I mean, you can see the progression of the figures, how they've become better and better with each wave. You see Madame Mask, you get to see Drax. Now you come see these two Wreckers. You get Hitmonkey, Archangel, Hawkeye, Sentry. I mean, just to name a few. The figures are getting better, and it is a shame that we are ending in 2014 with the Jubilee wave. I wish they would make a second return of the Marvel Legends, and who knows? I mean, we'll see. They're going to try and incorporate Marvel Legends in the movie lines, and we'll see how that works out. Let's give Hasbro a fair chance, and let's give them a chance to please the fans. So anyway, this is a great set. I highly recommend it to all you Marvel fans out there, especially in the 6-inch scale. If you did like this video review, please click the thumbs up icon at the bottom. Check out my toy reviews, which are going to be on my Chefatron channel. My FX from my old FX Friends channel is just going to have the... I'm just going to post toy hauls there and vlogs and other miscellaneous videos. I have a Twitter account, FX France, which I post my toy hauls. Instagram, you can check me out at FX France for the latest toy sightings here in Manila. Some mini haul videos on Keek at FX France, Keek.com, FX France. And I've recently just joined Vine. Vine, I will have some of my mini haul reviews, mini haul videos there as well. So this has been the Marvel Legends Wrecking Crew, Marvel's Wrecking Crew, the Wrecker, Jean Grey, Black Panther, and the Build-A-Figure Rocket Raccoon. Thanks for watching.